let's go to the next question. Manda says, growing up, I had people expect me to show gratitude as a way to ignore abuse. Now I want to be thankful for blessings in my life, but I associate gratitude with abuse. How do I separate that? Oh, Amanda, I would want to ask you a bunch of questions to try to come to like work you to a place where you're having an understanding of something here. But the thing that I would want you to understand is, what is it about gratitude that is a lie that you're believing? There's something about gratitude that you're believing that's not true. And can I say that's, I'm going to take for granted your story is 100% true, right? Like, because I don't know you or any of your story, but let's just say it's 100% accurate. Somebody was abusing you and they were like, be grateful as a way of like trying to spiritualize their abuse or cover it up or something like that. This means that they abused the concept of gratitude with you. And it sounds to me like that abuse is still with you. Let me give you an example of this from cult groups. So Jehovah's Witnesses, for example, like if you were a Jehovah's Witness for years, often when people come out of these cult groups, from what I've experienced from talking to them, is they don't trust anyone. They sometimes have a really hard time submitting to any church leadership because they had such horrible, abusive, and misleading leadership in the Watchtower organization, or especially the governing body, these guys in New York that are like running everything, that they had such abuse from these leaders that they feel like they can't ever have anybody in charge of them anymore. So the thing is that this abuse is not over. The leaders have not only hurt them in their leadership, they're continuing to abuse them by robbing from them the ability to have good leaders and trust people and submit to them. Here's another example, right? I grew up and saw very bad marriage stuff growing up. One day, maybe I'll tell some stories after my loved ones have passed away. I'm not going to embarrass them with these stories for now. But let me just say this. I believed that marriage was probably not in the cards for me when I was like a teenager, because I thought what I saw growing up was so horrible. I don't think I want to risk getting that. I was still suffering the pain, or I should say the lies that I had watched. I watched a bad marriage and thought that's what marriage is. It was in scripture that I learned, but there's a good marriage and there's a godly marriage, and there's a man who loves his wife like Christ loves the church, and he self-sacrificially treats her with incredible love. There's a woman who respects and yields to her husband in a godly manner, and they both exhibit the love of Christ, and their marriage isn't just about them, it's about glorifying the Lord. I learned this in scripture, and it restored my view of these things. So in the same sense, like, and I'm married now, I'm very happily married for 13 years, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I don't consider it a test of marriage if you can remember the number. At any rate, the thing I want you to know is that gratitude, get your biblical view of gratitude. Like, look at scripture and look at what gratitude is and what you can be thankful for and what you can be thankful about. For instance, you're not thankful for the pain, you're thankful for what God did good through the pain. There's a big difference there. Learn what gratitude is in scripture. Read Philippians, where it talks about being thankful in all things, and renew your mind so that you can have a biblical view of gratitude, and you won't have the distorted view of gratitude that someone else tried to teach you as part of abuse. That would be my counsel. Do a Bible study on gratitude.